Very good evening everyone. Welcome back to the current affairs classes. So we are back with the 22nd October news analysis. I hope whatever we have covered in part 1 is clear to all of you. So let's begin with the remaining news. Can anyone please let me know, is the audio and video all good? Please confirm. All right. So first section we have here is regarding insurance. In insurance, we have only one news over here, which says that ICICI Lombard has launched a campaign. So ICICI Lombard is basically a private general insurance provider. Okay, ICICI Lombard is a private general insurance provider. It has launched a campaign, Trip Secure Plus. Trip Secure Plus. So this is basically a travel insurance solution, travel insurance for those who travel internationally, right? This is ICICI Lombard's Trip Secure travel insurance for all those who travel internationally. So has a lot of features for travel insurance, and remember, it has utilized AI technology to offer wide range of services to the customers, okay, and flexible coverage options as well. And also the aim is to simplify the travel insurance process, making it more customizable and accessible. So it has a lot of services which will be covered for the assurance, like visa fee refund in case the trip gets cancelled, right? So the fees which you have paid for the visa, that visa fees will also be refunded. In case of any damage, for example, to the vehicle, there will be a car rental coverage. So these kind of features are there. This is international travel insurance. Remember, ICICI Lombard's Trip Secure Plus. Then we have in the ESI Finance and Business News category, you have IMF World Economic Outlook Report. IMF's World Economic Outlook Report. So International Monetary Fund has kept growth forecast for India unchanged at 7%. According to this World Economic Outlook Report, IMF has kept 7% as the growth forecast for India. Remember, this has been kept unchanged according to this report. If we look at the headline inflation, the inflation projection at the global level as well as at the Indian level. So for headline inflation, the global headline inflation is expected to fall from the previous level. If you look at India's headline inflation projection, so headline inflation figure of 4.4% for 25 financial year and 4.1% for financial year 26 has been projected by IMF. So you can remember these figures. Remember, growth forecast has been kept unchanged at 7%. If we talk about the headline inflation for India, what are the projections? Financial year 2025, it is 4.4% headline inflation, and financial year 2026, it is 4.1%. Okay, I hope this is clear. Remember that. I hope you all know the difference between headline inflation and core inflation. So when we talk about headline inflation basically includes your food and fuel articles as well, or items as well. But then when we exclude the food and fuel items particularly, or energy items particularly, fuel items like for example, and food items from the headline inflation, we get the core inflation, right? So remember the difference. This was about IMF. Then in regulatory bodies news, you have RBI's monthly bulletin data, according to which India is likely to see real GDP growth at 7.2% for the financial year 2024-25. India is likely to see real GDP growth at 7.2% for the financial year 2024-25. Okay. Remember this. So according to RBI's monthly bulletin, this is 7.2 for 24-25, and the prospects of private consumption, they look bright. So you see, recently we have seen private consumption is picking up, right? Private consumption is picking up, and that's why it is adding to the growth roadmap of India. Also because of improved agricultural outlook and rural demand. So if you have been following the current affairs, we have seen that rural demand is also picking up. We have a good agricultural outlook as well, unless there is any danger caused by any loss basically caused by extreme climatic conditions, right? That's why the overall growth projection is quite good. Also, there is sustained buoyancy in the services, and buoyancy in the services, growth in the services, sustained growth coming from the services sector is supporting the urban demand as well. So it is not only rural demand, the urban demand is also picking up on the backdrop of buoyant services. And remember, this figure can be important. So according to the RBI bulletin only, the CPI inflation for 24-25 is projected at 4.5%. Remember that. The CPI inflation projected by RBI is 4.5%. Please remember this. So the CPI inflation would be 4.5% and the growth projection at 7.2%. Then you have All India Consumer Price Index for agricultural laborers and rural laborers has registered an increase of 7 points each in September 2024. So both of these indicators, the CPI for agricultural laborers and CPI for rural laborers, it has witnessed an increase, okay, increase of 7 points. Now that shows there might be inflationary, or there is inflationary pressure, or there is pressure on the purchasing power for the agricultural laborers as well as the rural laborers, because the CPI for AL, agricultural laborers and rural laborers, has increased or has registered an increase of 7 points. So just remember this, that shows that there is inflationary pressure in the agriculture rural segment, both these segments. Now one more important thing which you need to remember here is, what is the base year? What is the base year for CPI agriculture and CPI agriculture labor and rural labor? So base year is 1986-87. Remember this, okay? Base year for both of them is 1986-87, and also who publishes both of these? So CPI agriculture labor and CPI rural labor, they are published and released by, they are compiled and published by Labor Bureau, okay? The Labor Bureau under Ministry of Labor and Employment every month. Just remember these related information. Then next we have again from RBI bulletin. This is the news we have discussed in the 21st October analysis as well. This is something we have already discussed, so need not discuss it again. RBI has sold a net of $6.4 billion in the spot foreign exchange market. So if you remember, I have discussed this thing in the previous class only. So the same news it is. Then we have, according to RBI's data, the outward remittances under RBI's liberalized remittances scheme. So LRS, according to RBI data, under this liberalized remittances scheme, outward remittances under the scheme, they fell 4.97% if you look at the year-on-year growth, right? So they have fallen 4.9% by 4.9% year-on-year, okay, to $3.2 billion. In August 2024, okay. Now what is the reason of this decline? If you look at the reason here is due to tepid growth in the international travel segment. So first of all, I hope you must be knowing the liberalized remittances scheme, right? This is an important scheme liberalized remittance scheme. It was launched in 2004. This was to allow all the resident individuals to remit up to how much? $250,000 per financial year for any permissible current or capital account transaction. Okay, free of charge, or combination of current and capital account transaction, that would be free of charge. So remember this thing. This was a liberalized remittance scheme. It is important. Under this scheme, the outward remittances year-on-year growth has tapered. Okay. However, if you look at the remittances under the scheme, they grew sequentially. But if you look at the quarterly growth, so when we are looking at the year-on-year growth, it has declined. But if you look at the quarterly growth, on quarterly basis, it has increased. They have grown by 16.6%. So remember this thing, and please remember the LRS scheme as well, liberalized remittances scheme, and remember this limit. This much per financial year can be remitted. Now moving on to the banking section. Then we have 197 communications has received a nod from National Payments Corporation of India to onboard new UPI users. This company, 197 communications, has received nod from your NPCI to engage with new UPI users and customers. Okay. What is the background of this information? 9 months ago, RBI has placed some restrictions in terms of addition of new customers on this company, but then now it has been allowed to do that. Just remember this. So it will be expanding its UPI business, engaging more customers and delivering more services, right? Then you have Standard Chartered Bank. Standard Chartered Bank has opened its first specialized international center for the wealthy clients in Mumbai. Remember this. So this Standard Chartered Bank has opened first specialized international center for wealthy clients. Where? In Mumbai. Now this, as the name only suggests, is catering to the high net worth individuals. It will be providing financial and wealth management services to the high net worth individuals particularly, right? So this has been opened up in Mumbai, and it also plans to open such centers in top 6 cities, followed by 10 small cities like Chandigarh, Jaipur, Ahmedabad, Kochi, Indore and Bhopal. Also planning to set up more such centers, all right? I hope this is clear. So remember, at Mumbai, this center has been opened up at Mumbai, okay? Then you have another news. National Payments Corporation of India has issued updated guidelines for individuals seeking to avail the RuPay exclusive airport lounge access available through the RuPay enabled cards. So anyone seeking RuPay enabled cards, via RuPay enabled cards, if you access the airport lounges, so new guidelines have been there which are effective from 1st January 2025. Okay, and this is available for cardholders. Which cardholders category will be benefiting? So select, platinum and higher variants only. And these are certain categories which have been proposed. So all those having in the tier 1 category, if the spend limit is 10,000 to 50,000 and 2 complimentary visits in a quarter can be accessed under the RuPay card, then tier 2 may spend limit within 50,001 to say 1 lakh, 4 complimentary visits in a quarter will be there. Tier 3 category may you have 1 lakh 1 to 5 lakh spending limit, 8 complimentary visits in a quarter will be there, and then above 5 lakh you have unlimited complimentary visits in a quarter. So these are certain new guidelines regarding available airport lounges services. airport launch services under the RuPay card. I hope this is clear. Then we have FIU, Financial Intelligence Unit, has imposed a fine of rupees 54 lakhs on Union Bank of India for failing to report suspicious transactions and inadequately conducting due diligence under anti-money laundering laws. So Union Bank of India has been fined with rupees 54 lakhs by the Financial Intelligence Unit, remember, for suspicious transactions and not proper diligence with the Money Laundering Act. Now, this FIU, Financial Intelligence Unit, basically in India is a central agency working towards monitoring of money laundering, working towards eradicating the steps taken to monitor the money laundering and suspicious transactions, etc., etc. It reports to your Economic Intelligence Unit, which is headed by the Finance Minister. So this FIU has fined the Union Bank of India for such transactions. Then we have national and state news category. So national news mein we have 55th International Film Festival of India 2024 to be held in Goa. Remember, this is 55th International Film Festival where it is to be held in Goa from 20th to 28th November 2024. So remember, Goa is the location and dates are 20th to 28th November 2024. Okay, 55th International Film Festival. Now, if you look at the features of this International Film Festival, it was originally founded in 1952 and it is organized annually by National Film Development Corporation and Ministry of Information and Broadcasting in collaboration with Government of Goa. It will be organized by these departments and ministries, remember. Then we have Union Minister of Communications has launched the International Incoming Spoofed Calls Prevention System in New Delhi. You see there are a lot of incidents of spoof calls, international spoof calls specifically. So the minister has launched International Incoming Spoof Calls Prevention System in New Delhi. Okay, and the Department of Communications and Telecom Service has jointly devised this system to identify such calls and then block them, block all these incoming international spoof calls, okay, from reaching Indian telecom subscribers. They will be identified, they will be blocked before they reach the telecom subscribers. So this is a good step. And if you have fallen into this trap and you have been a victim, so in that case, if you have already lost, say, some money or in any way you have fallen victim to cybercrime, you can report it to the cybercrime helpline number 1930 or on the website cybercrime.gov.in, right? So 1930, remember, is the number. Then you have new logo of BSNL unveiled. So Union Communications Minister has unveiled new logo. New logo has been unveiled of Bharat Sanchar Nigam Limited, BSNL, and associated, 7 green and white arrows surrounding India, emphasizing the company's expansive nationwide reach. Okay, while the vibrant orange backdrop has a significance of warmth and inclusivity, and the tagline under this new logo is Connecting Bharat. So if you look at the image, we also have an image here. If you look at the image, this one is the old logo and this one is the new logo. So you can compare, this one is the earlier one, this is the orange color, these are the arrows, Connecting Bharat is the tagline, with security, affordability and reliability, right? And these schemes several other citizen-centric schemes which have been launched. They have 3 key pillars. Okay. So these are 7 new initiatives and they are grouped under 3 key pillars. For security, you have a spam-free network. Second pillar, affordability. So first pillar is security. Second pillar is affordability. Affordability may you have BSNL national Wi-Fi roaming, BSNL IFTV, then anytime SIM kiosks. Then you have reliability as the third pillar, in which you have these initiatives like direct to device service. Then you have public protection and disaster relief as a solution. Then first private 5G in mines facilities services. So these are certain services they will be rolling out under these 3 key pillars. You can remember these 3 key pillars, okay? That will be important: security, affordability and reliability, as also mentioned in this logo. So remember security, affordability and reliability. Then we have Department of Medical Oncology at Jawaharlal Nehru Institute of Postgraduate Medical Education and Research, in collaboration with Indian Council of Medical Research's Breast Cancer Survival Study, has organized a marathon in Puducherry. Now this marathon was organized to promote breast cancer awareness, okay, and this event was a part of the Pink October celebrations. Now what was the theme of this marathon? So please remember, the marathon had a theme: no one should face breast cancer alone. This was the theme of the marathon. And remember, it has been there in Puducherry. This marathon was organized in Puducherry. Then you have Ministry approving 15 national highway projects of 1026 kilometer length in Manipur. Okay. So certain new highway projects, national highway projects have been approved for Manipur. You can go through these figures, need not explain them. Then we have National Education Society for Tribal Students has launched third phase of Amazon Future Engineer program in 50 Eklavya model residential schools in various states, to empower them with the future ready skills, in the 50 Eklavya model residential schools in various states like Andhra Pradesh, Gujarat, Karnataka, MP, Odisha, Telangana and Tripura. Okay. So what are these Eklavya model schools? I hope you know. Eklavya model schools were started by the government, by the ministry. So these are managed by our Ministry of Tribal Affairs. They were started primarily to bridge the gap into the educational access to educational services and facilities. There was a gap between the accessibility, in terms of the accessibility to educational facilities and services, when we are talking about the scheduled tribes, right? So they were not having proper access and affordability of these services as compared to the mainstream or other sections of the society. So that's why, to bridge this gap and promote their educational performance and skills, these schools were started, the Eklavya model schools under Ministry of Tribal Affairs. So remember, National Education Society for Tribal Students, they are launching this third phase of Amazon Future Engineer program, providing them with the future skills in these states. Now, next one which we have is Center has expanded its subsidized pulses program. So, you must have heard about the Bharat brand. It has been in news continuously, the Bharat brand. So, if you look at this subsidized pulses program, it is in line with the Bharat brand. Bharat brand has been started by Government of India to provide these food grains at affordable prices, at prices which are lower than the market prices. So discounted price rates are there, right? You must have seen the rice, wheat, etc., being provided at these discounted prices, and now they are also there, these packets under the Bharat brand, they are also there with the Reliance store, etc. They will also be distributing it. So under this Bharat brand series only, the center has expanded this subsidized pulse program to chana whole and masoor dal as well. Now, accordingly, the whole chana will be sold at 58 rupees per kilogram and the masoor dal will be sold at 89 rupees per kilogram. If we talk about their availability, so they will be available through your cooperatives such as National Cooperative Consumers Federation, National Agricultural Cooperative Marketing Federation and Kendriya Bhandar. So you see, these will be the places, okay, they will be available through these cooperatives. So remember, now chana whole and masoor dal are also under the Bharat brand, and Bharat brand is basically to make all these essential products, basically essential products, affordable, providing them at a discounted price. Then in the state news category, we have Telangana government officially designated the National Informatics Center as the new technology partner for Dharani Integrated Land Records Management System. So, National Informatics Center will be the new technology partner for the Dharani Integrated Land Records Management of Telangana government. Now, this Dharani portal, Dharani portal is a centralized hub for land related transactions and information in Telangana. Then again, Telangana government has launched power ambulances. Remember, the state has launched power ambulances to handle emergency power restoration services. Any emergency power restoration services they are required. So these ambulances, power ambulances, they have been started by the state government to provide these emergency power restoration services. Okay. Emergency power restoration services. So remember that. Then we have Bihar government. Bihar government will be signing an MOU with the BCCI, remember, for the redevelopment of Moin ul Haq Stadium. So Bihar government is planning to sign an MOU with the Board of Control for Cricket in India to redevelop the Moin ul Haq Stadium, to transform it as an international stadium. Okay. Then we have a new species of orchid named Collagen triparensis was discovered in Jampui Hills in Tripura's North District. So this is a new species of orchid. You can remember the names. Collagen, how do we pronounce it? Tripurensis. It was discovered in the Jampui Hills in Tripura's North District. So just remember where it was discovered. Nothing else is so much important. Moving on to the next news. So then we have Andhra Pradesh. Government of Andhra Pradesh has entered into a strategic pact with the Meta platforms to boost public service delivery through advanced digital solutions. They will be providing via this, they will be providing citizen-centric public services through WhatsApp. Okay, through WhatsApp they will be providing these services. All right, then in the international news segment, we have India and Pakistan. Okay, just give me a second. All right. So then in the international news segment, let's see what do we have. In the international news, first we have India and Pakistan. India and Pakistan, they have agreed to extend the validity of agreement on Sri Kartarpur Sahib corridor for the period of 5 years till 2029. So this agreement will be extended regarding Kartarpur Sahib corridor. This agreement, between India and Pakistan was signed to provide any visa-free, fees-free, charges-free access to Indian pilgrims going to Sri Kartarpur Sahib corridor, going to Sri Kartarpur Sahib via this corridor. What is the significance of Sri Kartarpur Sahib? It is known for the founder of Sikhism, Sri Guru Nanak Dev Ji. It is known that he spent his last years of life in this place. That's why it is very sacred, that Pakistan used to charge some $20 per service, okay, per visit, but then we have urged them to remove these fees, okay. That's why now remember this has been extended till 2029. Then if you see, so we have VFS Global. VFS Global has been appointed to offer a new Indonesia e-visa. VFS Global will be providing new Indonesia e-visa on arrival service to Indians and 96 other nationalities. So VFS Global has been appointed by Indonesia. VFS Global has been appointed by Indonesia to provide this e-visa on arrival service. This is to boost tourism in Indonesia, right? So these services will be provided to India as well as citizens or nationals from other countries, other 96 countries. Remember, so it is related to Indonesia. This is, as I told you, to promote tourism and all. Then we have WHO has declared Egypt as malaria free. So remember recently which country has been declared as malaria free by WHO? It is Egypt, and this is third country to be awarded a malaria free certificate in WHO Eastern Mediterranean region. So if you look at the Eastern Mediterranean region, this is the third country to be awarded with malaria free certificate, followed by or following the UAE and Morocco, okay. So other two countries are UAE and Morocco. Remember, other two countries are UAE and Morocco with malaria free certificate. Now moving on to the MOUs and mergers. So we have JSW Renew Energy 11 Limited has signed a power purchase agreement with Solar Energy Corporation of India Limited for 700 megawatt of solar power project. So they have signed this MOU for 700 megawatt of a solar power project. Then next you have Honeywell. Honeywell has signed a deal with Google to connect artificial intelligence technology with its industrial data, which will be providing autonomous operations for its customers. Not so much important. Then we have the Bhane Group. Bhane Group, owned by celebrity Sonam Kapoor and Anand Ahuja. They have brought up a Rhythm House, which is a music and lifestyle store, okay, in Mumbai. Then if we look at the science tech category, so we have USS NASA has unveiled a newly developed prototype of a telescope to study gravitational waves in the outer space. So to study the gravitational waves in the outer space, you have a lot of missions, right? And in that series, you have NASA unveiling a new prototype of telescope to study these gravitational waves. Main objective, of course, to study them and putting 3 spacecrafts into Earth's orbit and positioning them in a triangular format to study these gravitational waves. And it was built as a part of a joint mission, remember, with the European Space Agency and the Laser Interferometer Space Antenna. LISA, you know, LISA is also associated with this study of gravitational waves. This is LISA. So please remember the extended form of LISA as well. LISA is Laser Interferometer Space Antenna, which is associated with the study of gravitational waves. LISA Pathfinder, you must have heard about LISA Pathfinder, right? So this is the thing by NASA. This is coming from NASA. I hope this is clear. So remember, it is a joint mission between European Space Agency and the LISA. It is scheduled to take off by 2030. Then in the awards and books, let's see what do we have. So President of India has presented the 5th National Water Awards. This is important. This is going to be important. President has awarded the 5th National Water Awards in New Delhi on 22nd October. There are 9 categories in this. Okay, remember there are 9 categories in this and total 38 awards they have been awarded. So if you look at these categories and the winners, please remember, so best state, overall best state, first is your Odisha. These awards, they are awarded for sustained efforts in your water conservation, right? So first state is Odisha, second is Uttar Pradesh, and remember 3rd position is shared by Puducherry and Gujarat. So both of them are at the 3rd position. Clear? Remember, first is Odisha, second is UP, 3rd position pe you have Puducherry as well as Gujarat. Both of them, they are at 3rd position. So this is the best state category. Then if you look at the best district category, in South zone you have Visakhapatnam, North East zone में Dhalai in Tripura, North zone में Banda from UP and Gandarbal from JK, Jammu and Kashmir. Then West zone में you have Indore from Madhya Pradesh and East zone में you have Balangir from Odisha. These are the best districts. Then best village panchayats में you have Pulampura from Kerala. Then you have Masulpani from Chhattisgarh. Then you have Hampapuram and Anantapur, Andhra Pradesh. Then we have Jaintia Hills in Meghalaya. So these are the first, second and third best village panchayats awards. Then you have best urban local body में Surat from Gujarat, urban local body में Surat from Gujarat. Then you have Puri from Odisha. Then you have Pune from Maharashtra, third. So remember all these ranks. These are important national water awards. Also, on the event, a book Jal Shakti Abhiyan Best Practices was also launched. You can remember this name. The book title Jal Shakti Abhiyan Best Practices, it was also launched. I hope this is clear. At least remember the best states. So first you have is Odisha, second is, yes, first, second and third. And remember the third position is co-shared by Puducherry and Gujarat. All right. Then we have SAIL, Steel Authority of India Limited. It has been awarded with SHRM, Society for Human Resource Management HR Excellence Awards. Okay, for excellence in inclusion, equity and diversity, and excellence in managing the distribution workforce. Managing the distributed workforce. So it has received this SHRM HR Excellence Awards. These are awarded for good HR performances, for inclusivity and equity in distributive workforce. Then you have a sports category. In a sports category, you have Ferrari's Charles has clinched his third Formula One race of the season as he finished ahead of the teammate Carlos Sainz to win the US Grand Prix title. So basically, Ferrari's Charles has won the US Grand Prix title. You remember this. Then you have RSPB, Railway Sports Promotion Board, has won the final of the Senior Women Interdepartmental National Hockey Championship 2024, which was held at Major Dhyan Chand National Stadium in New Delhi. Then we have certain appointments. Let's see. So your drug firm, which is a drug firm, Lupin has appointed Klaus Jepsen as the president. Then you have Walt Disney. Walt Disney has named James Gorman as the chairman of the board. And then we have Governing Board of the International Crops Research Institute for the Semi-Arid Tropics has appointed Himanshu Pathak, the Director General Designate of the institute. Then we have RBI has approved Pranav Chawda. RBI has approved Pranav Chawda as the CEO of JP Morgan Chase's local banking unit for 3 years. JP Morgan Chase's local banking unit for 3 years. Then if we look at the important days and obituaries, so we don't have obituaries in this list, we have important day. Yes, so this is important. Remember, 22nd October is observed as International Stuttering Awareness Day. 22nd October is celebrated as International Stuttering Awareness Day. This is to make people aware that stuttering is not a stigma. It is not a stigma, sorry. It is not a social stigma. You should not look down on the people having this speech disorder. So this is a kind of speech disorder, right? And the theme for 2024 was the power of listening. The power of listening. People who stutter, they have the unique opportunity to teach the world to listen. All right. This was the theme for 2024 International Stuttering Day. I hope this is clear. Also, please go through these important facts and try to remember them now only. So this was about the important days segment. We don't have any other important days in the list. And that is the end of 22nd October PDF with this. I hope all of this is clear. We have covered the 21st and 22nd October current affairs now extensively and comprehensively. I hope you have been revising all these facts. I will see you in the next class with next set of current affairs. Until then, have a great day. Thank you so much. See you in the next session. Thank you.